Today I'm joined by Sonia, one of our amazing members here at EFM Coburg. How are you today, Sonia?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
I just wanted to have a chat with you because you're, a bit of an inspiration. You achieved a lot over your year with EFM, so I just really want to hear about your story, what you've achieved, and obviously where we're going to go forwards in the future from there. That's all right with you?
That's all good.
Right. Can you tell me what's been the biggest change that you've noticed since you've joined EFM?
My commitment to my health and well-being. Like, I'd started out saying I was only going to do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And then I started setting myself these challenges. Could I do more than 3 days in a week? And then it became, could I do twice a day? And so I became really committed to my health, my well-being, and challenging my goals and my focus.
Very good. So what was your health and fitness like before EFM?
In the few years before, pretty non-existent. I had gone previously to another gym and then had a few health issues. I then, took some time off, to sort that out, and then never went back and never really focused on exercise or even just my health in general. And at the end of 2018, I'd made this decision that I was going to start putting myself first and looking after my health and well-being in 2019. And then opportunities and things just sort of fell into place that was aligned with looking after myself and getting myself healthy.
Perfect. Yeah, very good. So how would you describe your health and fitness now after you've gone on that journey over the last few years?
I'm a lot more flexible. I noticed yesterday during our session, as I was warming up, I was bending over and I can touch the floor with only a slight bend of my knee, whereas before there was no way I could get past my knee.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and even being able to get up and down off the ground. When I started, I was doing a lot of floor work, like the push-ups and the mountain climbs, whilst standing up and holding a bar. Whereas now I do it on the ground and I can get up. Not get up like I've got a spring, but I get up without having to take 10 minutes to build momentum and work out which leg I'm going to get up and push myself off furniture to get up. And that was something that had stopped me from, in my work, getting on the ground, sitting with the kids, was because of the fact that it would take me so long to get up. And rather than feel embarrassed, I just stopped doing it. So the fact that I can get off the ground is huge for me.
Yeah, for sure. So that's obviously helped, improved your work, improved your lifestyle, all that sort of stuff, I assume as well, yeah?
Yeah, and the other thing was, as much as I hate running, you make me do it, which I know is good for me. I would never run or jog because I would always get out of breath and I felt like I was going to die. Whereas now, if I have to run, we have to do the laps of the car park. I take my time, but I'm able to do that. Whereas before, trying to avoid running at all costs, I will now go into the jog, and I've done a couple of times I've done a few sprints as well, and I've stayed alive. So it's been great.
Definitely, that's always important.
It is.
Yes. What would you say is your secret to success?
Apart from commitment, I think I failed in the past because I was always trying to do it for other people. I wanted to impress this person, or I wanted to make this person happy. When I made that decision in 2018 to focus on my health, it was for me. It was because I was going to be 38. I didn't want to die young. I want to have a child. And being this size has hindrances and complications. So being committed to being focused that it's for me and not for anyone else. And I think with part of being at EFM, it's the support network. I've got a great support network outside of the gym, but having that network within the gym where everyone's really encouraging and welcoming, and having you always on side, that if something's not okay, you're able to pick that up and just check and say, is everything okay? Or if we haven't been around for a few days, you check up on us. I think that's what the big things for me is. It's commitment to doing it for myself and having that really strong support network outside and inside the gym.
Yeah, that's brilliant. As you said, obviously, there were some very strong reasons, for you to get that happening. So well done to you. So that's good. Tell me, what sorts of results have you had during your time with us at EFM? I know it's just been over a year with us now. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've achieved in that year?
Apart from weight loss, I've achieved, well, like I said, getting up and down off the ground. Certain equipment that when I walked in for my trial, I refused to use, and I told you I wasn't going to use them. So, I warm up on using the bikes now, which I refused when I started to go on them. And now I miss the bike. I love going on the bike. That's a big thing for me. Being able to do the exercises with the weights, and I've increased the weights and being able to get through them and go, wow. Like when you would say, no, go up one, and I'd be like, no. The fact that I can do it now is huge for me.
Yes.
Like I said, started off with I'm going to just do 3 sessions a week. And within, the first 6 months, I'd reached nearly 150 sessions because I ended up doing the double sessions, which, yes, I have no life apart from work in the gym, but it was such a thing of that. Going to the gym even after work after a long day was such a great way for me to have some me time and de-stress and debrief of the day. It was getting frustrations out and getting energy out, and I just loved it. And reaching my 300 visits, and that was one of my goals for this year. And I think one of the other ones was when we had the Brownlow session, and that was a pretty intense session, and I almost got through 2 rounds. I said, no, I'm not going for the 1 point. I'm going for the 3 points. And it was hard. But the fact that I did it, and I went, oh my gosh, I can actually do this. If I can do this, I can really do anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously for most of this year we have been virtual. How have you found this?
I've found it really good. I will be honest and say I've struggled the last few weeks or couple of months, being motivated to do it because I want to get out of bed when it's early and it's cold. If I had to get up and drive, well then that's fine because I was then up and had to get ready for work, and so my time was taken up. But if I sat up and I was and I go back to sleep, or coming home from work, and it's always the case of once you stop, you don't want to get up again, and so I've found that to be a little bit difficult. Sure. And I've struggled with that. But in terms of doing the sessions, I've found them really good. Doing the best that we can with the situation. And you've made it fun. We've needed weights and we haven't had heavy weights, so we get the shopping. When the toilet paper craze was going on, you did the toilet paper session. It's just been fun sessions.
Yeah, brilliant. Did it enter, your mind of when everything happened and our club was closed down physically? Did it enter your mind to stop?
No, not at all. Yeah. We were lucky because you were on top of it straight away. When the first lockdown happened, as soon as it hit 12 p.m. that Monday, you were online. So we didn't even get a chance to even think about stopping. It's been great because this is your business, and it's not only about that, it's about us as well. You showed your commitment to us so quickly that, there's no way for me I would leave just because I couldn't enter a building.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Well done on that commitment. That's good. How were you obviously feeling within yourself before you started to come to EFM?
I didn't like myself very much. I didn't like how I'd become. Mm-hmm. I'd put on quite a bit of weight, and I was eating because I was depressed. I was eating because I was bored. I was eating because I was happy. I was eating because I was sad. I was just eating and not moving. And those things that were bringing me down were really weighing heavily. And I was unhappy. I was just really unhappy. And I had no outlet. I think that was one of the things. And I'm not one to go, I'm just going to get up and go for a walk. I'm not one to do that. But if I was to say, I've got to go to the gym, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. What impact has EFM had on your life?
It's impacted my life greatly. I've become healthier. My fitness level has increased, made friends. It's not just a club, it's not just a gym where you go in and no one talks to you, or there's people looking at themselves in the mirror as they lift the weights and they're grunting, and there's nothing wrong with the ladies who are in with their tight bodies. When you're on the bigger side, you go, I can't compare to that, and I'm so embarrassed to be anywhere near there. It's different. I like the fact that there's no mirrors, and no one's looking at themselves, or there's no judgment. Everyone at EFM comes in all shapes and sizes. They're of different ages, different backgrounds, but we're all there for one reason, and everyone supports each other, everyone encourages each other, and I've made friendships outside of EFM. That's why I can't wait for lockdown to lift, because I miss going for coffee, my Saturday coffee with the girls, and
True.
I miss our monthly brunches, and it's those little things that you wouldn't get at a bigger gym.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so obviously, so it's had so quite a big impact on
Absolutely.
physical, emotional, mental, all those sorts of things for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your plans for the future? What's your big goals?
Well, I'd like to reach the 1,000 club.
Nice.
That's a huge goal for me. Maybe lose another 40 kilos, which is a huge amount, but I do them in little increments. I'd like to get myself into a well enough state that I would be able to have a child. Just continue having a healthier life and try and live past 80 would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, cool. So, continue to improve your life and improve your lifestyle and everything like that for the longevity.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's very good. So I don't like to, reflect back on times, but let's do that. So could you imagine if you didn't find EFM just over that year ago, can you imagine how you'd be feeling or what you'd be doing right now if you hadn't found EFM?
I'd probably would either be at a gym that I wasn't happy with, because it would have been one of those bigger gyms, or probably have gym hopped to find the right gym. Like I said, when I decided in 2018 to look after myself, everything fell into place. And when I started looking for a gym, EFM popped up on Facebook a few times, and I was like, okay, maybe I should have a look at this. Even though I hadn't planned to join, I was like going to come check it out. I had the trial and I was just like, yeah, I like this. I like to think that there wasn't going to be any other gym I was going to go to. I think EFM was the one meant for me, I think, because it catered for my needs. It catered for how I like to train. So yeah, I don't think there would have been any other gyms, because other gyms popped up, but nothing really stood out to me. Nothing really drew me to them. Whereas EFM was the video, and I think it was someone was holding their certificate, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool that they celebrate those milestones.
That first impression, the first thing that you loved, was it one thing or was it a combination of things? And is that still things you love right now?
I think it was the combination of things. I walked in and it was early in the morning, and you had this great big smile on your face and you were really welcoming, and it was, the first meeting wasn't just a come sit down, we'll talk. You were like, no, you get your trial first thing, so you know exactly what you're getting. And I liked that there was no mirrors. It was small and cozy, and I think it felt homely for me. It just felt right. And then it happened that Beck, I knew her because I met her on a train. I hadn't seen her for ages, but I met her on a train. And then I was like, okay, I've got someone here that I know. So I felt a bit safer as well. And then as I got into it, I'm not sure if there was someone else there. They were just really friendly. Even if it was just a hello, that meant a lot.
For sure. Yeah, excellent. Now, obviously, that social factor is huge for you now. You obviously always attending our virtual drinks and everything that we hold now and all that sorts of things. So what's kept you going over this last year?
Reaching the little goals. So it was like reaching my 25 visits and then my 50, my 100, seeing the improvement, seeing the changes, and seeing that I'm stronger than I think. I keep coming back and you're never getting rid of me.
That's okay. I would have said it was because of my jokes that you kept coming back.
I was
Go
about
with
to
that.
say that too. But
Well, you didn't want to give me big head. It's understandable.
exactly.
Thank you very much, Sonia. It's been awesome, to chat with you. You've obviously done an amazing job. Over the last year, you have achieved over 300 sessions, which is awesome. Most people on average achieve about 100 a year. So you've obviously smashed that one out of the park, which is awesome
you.
work. Come a long way. That huge weight loss, those huge lifestyle changes that have already happened, and a lot more in the future. So I look forward to them. So thank you very much.